who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. You're
listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Shout out to the Who That Nation, man. We up in this thing. Sports Coma rocking, baby. So big ups to the fam. Appreciate y'all. Like I've been saying for some time now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk for your favorite sports fam. I'm Big Q. I'm in this thing, and I'd like to welcome you guys into this episode of the show. Much love to the fam. Appreciate you. As well, executives, players, scouts, and coaches rank DeMario Davis among the top linebackers in the NFL. About goddamn time that they do it. So we know he was one of the best. We've been knowing he's one of the best. And it's good to see him finally getting his comeuppance, finally getting his accolades after solid play, season after season. DeMario Davis represents for the Who That Nation. And I'm glad they finally showing him some support on that. So shout out to the fam. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We up in this thing, man. Much love to the fam as we get popping and snapping up in this episode of the Coma. So we get off into it. Now, this one right here, a shout out to our friends at the Canal Street Chronicles. They drop in the scoop about the executives and players, scouts, coaches ranked DeMario Davis among the best off-ball linebackers in the NFL. So he getting his respect, and it's about damn time that he doing it. Of course, the article is based on a tweet from Dov Kleiman, who kind of shared with the rest of the family members this list: executive players, scouts, coaches ranked the best off-ball linebackers in the NFL via Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. And he has his list there. As you can see, Fred Warner is the 49ers guy, Roquan Smith from the Ravens, Tremaine Edmonds from the Bears, Matt Milano from the Bills, Bucks Devin White, and DeMario, you see him ranked at number 6, followed by Colts Shaq Leonard, Chiefs Nick Bolton, Jets CJ Mosley, and the 49ers got 2 guys on there, Dre Greenlaw as well. And then if you see the honorable mentions of Bobby Wagner, went back to Seattle, Levante David is also up there with Devin White, and those 2 guys are mentioned among the top 10 and honorable mention. And you see the rest of them: Ola Kuhn from the Jags, Wilson, and Pat Queen from the Ravens. So, yes, indeed, this is definitely, a compliment for DeMario Davis here. So let's cover this article right here as we talk about it. It's about time. One of the best honors in all the sports is to be respected by your peers. Saints linebacker DeMario Davis has demanded respect from the NFL, going from almost retiring with the Jets becoming one of the best linebackers in all of football is an impressive compliment. Now, DeMario Davis has aged like fine wine. He feels like he's getting better each season, and he credits New Orleans for helping him fall in love with football again. And, executive players and scouts coaches rank the top off-ball NFL linebackers, and we covered the list. You see DeMario ranked number 6. Some would argue he could go a lot higher than that, but, whatever. Only 5 linebackers ranked higher than DeMario on the list. Davis joins New Orleans in 2018. Since his career took off and 5 seasons with the Saints, he has totaled 554 tackles, 22.5 sacks, 2 interceptions. He's also added first team All Pro in 2019, 3 second team All Pro honors in 2020 and 2022, and his first Pro Bowl selection in 2022 has been a staple on one of the top defenses years in and out of for the last 3 to 5 years. Davis is one of the best Saints free agent signings in history. Do you think DeMario Davis should be higher on the list? Comment. And he should definitely be higher on the list, of what he does. But listen, DeMario Davis, man, there is no success on defense without him. For some of our family members can go back in the past quickly and remember how DeMario Davis family was a guy. Man, listen, man, we were playing basically musical chairs at the linebacker position for years before DeMario Davis got here. He solidified the Saints linebacker situation, in which solidifying the center of the defense. He's very smart and he's in tune. He knows what plays are going. He always gets the defense lined up correctly. He's the perfect linebacker for the New Orleans Saints. His gritty mentality, and it just works. It was a hand to glove fit bringing DeMario Davis here, and that's one of the signings that one of those unsolved, not unsolved, but one of those untalked about signings that when his career is over with, he's going to be mentioned as one of the best linebackers we ever had here. And he came over from the Jets, and it wasn't a big fanfare when they signed DeMario Davis. It wasn't. We knew he was a solid linebacker because of his time with the Jets, and I think he was with the Browns for a little bit, but it all disappeared when he came here. It was perfect. When he came here and he played outstanding football for the Saints, and he just was the model person in terms of faith. Every play he played last year kind of had off year, but that's a lot to do with the inside defensive line, how they didn't keep guys off them so you can be able to roam around and make plays. But DeMario Davis is instrumental to the Saints' success. He's a very big part of everything that they've been doing, especially last year on defense. What happened? So having him, Cam Jordan, and guys like that, and then Tyrann Mathieu, who we anticipate to have a big year as well, having those guys on the defensive line to the middle of the defense and then to the secondary, those are that's the backbone of the defense, and everything. All the other great players like Laddie Dad and the rest of these guys all circulate around and contribute. That's why the Saints defense will continue to be excellent year after year and improve. I think a lot of the pressure that we seen last year that was on the defense, because the defense was tasked with stopping all these people and doing that, we hopefully will get the offense back on track, where the offense takes its role as the leader of the team. You see what I'm saying? And the defense is a complement to that. So hopefully we can get back to that style of football, because that style of football is excellent for us. So anyway, shout out to DeMario Davis. We love DeMario Davis and everything that he brings to the team. He's special, and he's a super cool person. We love him in the Who Dat Nation. And look, we got him here for a few more years. My only thing about DeMario is hopefully we can get more people to learn from him to pick up game, because Pete Werner is doing some great stuff here. He just needs to stay healthy. Can we get DeMarco Jackson to step up? Could Zach Bowen step up? Could we get some of our younger linebackers to kind of move in here and pick game up from DeMario Davis? Because you got to be looking at it down the line that the Saints need to be looking at, guys that learn game from DeMario, so to be a smoother transition. But then again, that guy might not be on the team. It might be a free agent the Saints pick up or a draft pick in the upcoming year. So, but anyway, for right now, DeMario Davis demands a lot of respect, and he's right. He could have went a lot higher on this list if you think about it. DeMario Davis could have went higher on this list if you think about it. He really could. So anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this thing as we keep it moving. Now, let's talk about this story, family. This is very interesting. And once again, shout out to the family members. Please feel free to hit the like button. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Share this show on your social media feed. Listen, we've talked about a lot, and Isaiah Foskey a lot, who to us reminds us of Cam Jordan that was in the draft. Isaiah Foskey name came up a lot. We talked about it with Bob when he was on the show. A lot of people were in harmony with Isaiah Foskey, saying that this guy's the guy. Saints heard him. Saints picked Isaiah Foskey in the second round of the draft, brought him in here to be a future piece for the Saints defensive line. Now, he'll contribute this year, but mostly probably as a rotational player Depending on how he balls, he might step up and ball out, but I really see it kind of difficult unless he just takes it away, beating out Granderson and Peyton Turner for the spot. And we could guess we could throw Isaiah Foskey. He's behind in the curve because those other guys have several years of experience being in the NFL and being on the team, even though Peyton Turner's most of his time was hurt. Granderson is there as well. So it's hard to kind of look past those guys, but only time will tell, right? So anyway, did you know who that nation that Isaiah Foskey is still not re-signed? He's the only Saint guy, the only Saint draft pick who hasn't signed yet. What is going on with that? And that's two topics, because as we get into our next topic, we're going to cover two. These are two defensive ends on the Saints team who need to get their bread. So Isaiah Foskey remains unsigned as it stands, as we had a little bit before the season started to kick off, and hopefully the Saints can get that done. They can get Isaiah Foskey under contract. So anyway, let's look back at it. Thanks, John Sigler, from kind of giving us a scoop on this. He said, let's roll back the clock. Looked like some momentum was building towards the Saints signing their last remaining pick in 2023 in NFL draft early in June, when two of the players selected in front of the Saints defensive end inked their deals within hours of another. That established a precedent we've been looking for as teams and players and agents look to market to settle any remaining contract disputes. Only a deal didn't materialize. Foskey still has not signed anything more than a month later. And when Saints rookies reporting for training camp on Tuesday, July the 18th, it's far from family members to feel a little concerned. Yeah, what's going on there? What's going on with Isaiah Foskey and the Saints? And I'm not saying it's something to be terribly worried about, but usually, with everybody's sign, you're like, okay, hold on, what's going on with this? Now, remember, I don't know if it's to kind of throw this in there from a historical standpoint, but a similar thing happened with Alontae Taylor. Y'all remember when Alontae Taylor got drafted? He didn't sign a deal till later on too. So this is not nothing new to us. But I remember with all of the signings that were occurring, I was like, why is Isaiah? And I remember saying to myself, and this happened like a week ago. And I'm saying to myself, did Isaiah Foskey sign his deal? Because I remember I've heard about, when Brian Breesy signed his deal. I remember when our fantastic running back from TCU signed his deal. I remember when everybody signed, all the rest of them signed, including Nick Saldiveri. All these guys signed their deal, and I was like, okay. And then we got past the news cycle and all this other stuff. And then a week ago, I'm like, did Isaiah Foskey sign his deal? And I remember looking back, and I was supposed to do a show about it, but I kind of got busy with some other things going on, very busy for me right now. And then I said, yeah, you know what? Isaiah Foskey did not sign his deal, but John Sigel kind of beat me to it, and shout out to him for kind of putting a really good article together, kind of dropping some game on us. But let's look at it. Only a deal didn't materialize. It's a little concerning, but it isn't a problem. Unique to Foskey and the Saints, per NFL salary cap analyst Miguel Benzine says that 23 of 31 of the first round picks have signed their rookie deals. That's 74.1%. And almost 95% majority of the league's third round picks are under contract. And almost 94% of the fourth round picks have signed. Everyone selected in the fifth, sixth, and seventh rounds have put pen to the paper. So they're all signed. It's about the second round. It's all about the second rounds. Benzine's research found that only 19 of the 32 players have signed with their teams. That's just over 59%, when more unsigned round picks, 13 than any other round combined. What is it about? That's 12 of them. So what is it about that second round? So Foskey isn't the only second round draft pick dragging this out. So we saw the same thing last year. And I mentioned that Alontae Taylor, who didn't sign until July the 19th. Why is the second round such a minefield in NFL contract negotiations? It's a trend, right? Because most of the important figures in NFL rookie contracts, lengths per year salary, are now tied to the draft slots. There aren't many points left for teams and agents to haggle over. The remaining hurdles center on the contract guarantees, offset language in case the player is released before the 4-year deal expires, leaving the Saints with some dead money to pay out. Foskey is projected to receive a fully guaranteed third year in his contract, but that's something the Saints and his representatives are likely debating. Cash flow, guaranteed trigger dates, and signing bonus structure are also points of contention. Get your money, brother. Get your money and get that on paper. So I think Isaiah Foskey is going to be all right. But let's look at the second rounders in their contract status. 6 of the players taken in front of Foskey have signed with their teams, but 10 of the 12 rookies selected immediately after him have not, including the next 8 in a row. His agents probably represent some of those players as well. And the president, they'll set and negotiate his contract when Orleans will impact their discussion with the other teams. They owe it to their clients to get the best deal, even if it means drawing out the negotiations with some teams late into the summer. So good information. The good news is the frustrating contract holdouts and public disputes we've seen before are a thing of the past because so many factors in contract negotiations are standardized under the NFL collective bargaining agreement. It's only a matter of time until the Saints get Foskey to sign on the dotted line. He's been a full participant in the offseason program so far and is expected to report on time, do everything he can find, do everything he can to find sex with the team. Kicking off training camp later this week. Hopefully the team can formally put a pin in this, and put a pin in his hand and sign sooner rather than later. So absolutely. So yes, this happened before, and I remember saying in my head before reading this, talking about this article. I remember like, hey, hold on. Alontae Taylor did the same thing. Alontae Taylor did the same thing last year until they finally signed his deal. So success. Saints have a lot of success with our second rounders, man. Hopefully we can have Isaiah Foskey to come in and have a similar impact like we've seen with Alontae Taylor in terms of to the team, even though he's reporting to a room where they're looking for another starter opposite of Cam. So it's not a guy sitting ahead of him that he has to sit behind and wait for him to get old. If he performs, he's in the mix, but you got to look at it with Peyton Turner and Carl Granderson leading the race. With Peyton Turner there because of the first round draft pick coming into his third year. Isaiah Foskey's a rookie, so he'll have to kind of learn behind and contribute as a rotational guy eventually, but you never know. Injuries could occur, which give Isaiah Foskey an opportunity to see the field more. And that's not something that's beyond the realm of possibility because we have seen this happen before in our defensive end situation where guys picked up and played more minutes or more reps because of injury. Carl Granderson was one of those dudes. So he took advantage of that. Isaiah Foskey should too. So we'll monitor this situation and see what happens, but I anticipate Isaiah Foskey and the Saints to get this deal done, sooner rather than later. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's move on. All right, next one, fam. Next article. Let's move on to this one. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream, man. Y'all hit the like button for your boy. Also, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Let's go a little back in the Wayback Machine right here. Let's talk about Cam Jordan, right? Cam Jordan, and this is about Cam getting his bag. We realize that, Cam is in the final year of his contract. We know that because, let's put some stuff on the screen right here. You can see it right here. That's Cam Jordan's contract as reported by Spotrac, one of my favorite sites when they come down for all things salary cap related. You can see right here in year 23 that at 34 years of age, Cam is currently, he has 1 year left on this deal. And after this is a bunch of restructured money and, dead cap, all this kind of stuff. But if you go back and remember that Cam talked about this, man, about a contract extension and the time frame in which he wanted it to happen was before training camp. So with that being said, we're talking about money. I just talked about Isaiah Foskey not being signed and ultimately will be signed. What about Cam Jordan? We knew that he said the timeline for being signed with the black and gold was, before training camp, sometime in July. So we're getting close and close to that. But let's get back in the Wayback Machine a couple of months ago and hear what Cam said at a Saint event, at one of the golfing events about him and potentially him joining the team or getting a contract extension and what he feels about his longevity and his future with the team. Here we go.
How much longer do you want to play?
Forever. Now, realistically, I don't know if forever works, but like we all have to get old sometime, and I'm sure one day I'll check the tank and be like, it's about that time. No, I've gone through scenarios in my head. What happens? What doesn't happen? I said I check in with my body at year 10. Year 10 felt great. Now at year 13, the next check in is year 15. So, going ahead into my last year of the contract, which I just probably discussed earlier. Whatever happens, happens. I love that I'm a part of Who Dat Nation. I've been here for going on 13 years, and I don't see myself ever leaving. How long do we play? We'll see. As long as the love still burns strong.
So you want an extension?
Doesn't everybody? My wife wants a bigger ring. Like we all have things that we want. We'll see if we can get them.
How has your offseason been? I know you went to Spain. It's been a whirlwind. At least for those of us that follow you on social media, it seems like it's been kind of a pretty spectacular whirlwind.
Carnival, Carnival in Brazil with the wife, with Marv Jones, a couple guys from there. Great experience. 2 days later, we packed the kids up. We head off to Spain. A month in Madrid, 3 weeks in Barcelona, a week in Bilbao. Check out San Sebastian and Victoria, and then we go to Sevilla. Finished her birthday over at Ibiza.
Yeah, Cam on the world tour, man. That's the bottom line. But you heard what he said about his contract, and that's the major point right there that we talked about. Yeah, man, I got to hit the man, I'm planning to take a cruise, man, sometime. So we're going to see. I've been working hard, man. Your boy need a little vacation, man. Been working hard, setting things up, man, doing things, man, behind the scenes, man. It's not easy, man, but, you do what you got to do. But you heard what Cam Jordan said, family, about having a contract. He also was another interview that he talked about having a deal done in a certain time frame. He wanted to have it done before training camp starts, which gives us a time frame of late July here. So if that is indeed the case and the timeline is honored, then we can perhaps think about Cam Jordan getting his contract extension very soon. So that's something we talked about, that Cam wants to retire with the Saints, as we kind of go back a couple of months ago and talk about the article. So Jordan's owed $1.2 million on the base salary this year. He will end up earning $15.1 million altogether between bonuses and restructurings. Based on how the Saints front office has operated in recent years, it would probably be in their best interest to get a new deal done with Jordan. His current contract includes 4 voided years at $23.3 million in cap for 2024 year. General Manager Mickey Loomis, hey now there, let me talk to you, has to have an eye on the New Orleans cap salary situation. The team is $319.4 in 2024 cap commitments over the cap. So the Saints cap looked pretty decently, to be honest with you, man. And signing Jordan to extension would allow the Saints to have a lower cap hit, as well as keep a player who remains very productive. He's named to his 8th career Pro Bowler 8 Pro Bowls last year, lead the team with 13 tackles for a loss, 8.5 sacks. One product of the Saints continue to push more into the future is they have to let a number of key players leaving free agency or trade away. Remember, Trey Hendrickson, Armstead, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Davenport, Marcus Williams are all notable players who have left New Orleans in the past 3 years. Jordan has been the one constant presence in the Saints defense since he was a first-round pick way back in 2011. The 33-year-old is tied for 32nd in NFL history with 115.5 career sacks. That's number one. That's number one in the Saints history. He passed Ricky Jackson, who's a future Hall of Famer. So we know when Cam, stops playing football, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But he's tied for 32nd in NFL history with 115.5 sacks, and he still has 2 years left to be playing. So no doubt about it for Cam Jordan. So, but I have a question for the family members. Let me ask you guys this as well. What does a contract extension looks like for Cam Jordan? What are we talking here? What are we talking? 2 years at what? He wants a 2-year contract extension. What are we looking at? 2 years at what? $25 million? Would that be something that would be respectable for Cam Jordan? 2 years to finish out as a New Orleans Saint player? And hopefully these next 2 years won't be a big troublesome 2 years in terms of him having to do everything. Hopefully we see Peyton Turner and guys like Isaiah Foskey step up and provide extra incentive to help Cam, because a lot of Cam's 115.5 sacks came by way of him beating double teams, doing all the stuff that Cam Jordan has done over the years. And he's a great player. He's a Hall of Famer. So is DeMario Davis is another great player, Tyrann Mathieu. We have several really excellent Laddie Daddy and others. We have several excellent players on our defense that still they're aging players, but they're productive aging players. Let's make sure we understand that. But I digress. What does a Cam Jordan extension look like? 2 years he wants on his next deal to spend the next couple of years here to get all the way to year 15. What does it look like? You know, I estimate maybe 2 years at 24, 25 million. What do you guys think about that? Most certainly, I don't think it'll be 2 years at 30 million. I think it'll probably be somewhere between, I can't say 10 years, like 10 million to 20 million for 2 years at 10 million apiece. Although that doesn't sound bad for Cam, sound like some love that he may get, but I'm thinking 2 years at 24, 25 million. What y'all think about that? Y'all agree with me on that? Put that in the chat, man. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. But anyway, listen, that's going to do it for the show. Listen, do me a favor, fam. Before I go, let me get a shout out, man. Let me get a shout out to the family members, man. Let me give a shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all. Y'all feel free to lock into whothatdaily.com on your whatever you got to do. Lock it in your phone. Join, go over there and subscribe to the page. All that. We got fantastic writers. We signed up several really excellent writers for our boxing content, for our football content. They're writing some really spectacular articles, doing a good job over there. So we've got that signed up. That's working. So please feel free to support them. For our boxing holics and our football people over there and basketball people, show some love at the whothatdaily.com because people putting in work over there. Let me tell you, man, I'm so proud of all of the work that they've been doing, man, and adding. So it's been special, man. It's been pretty cool watching them guys work over there, man. And we just got on a new editor-in-chief, and she's doing a phenomenal job. Shout out to her. She's doing a phenomenal, not a phenomenal, a phenomenal job over there, doing all that, keeping it, bringing the people and getting them focused to do what they got to do. Just phenomenal. Releasing articles every day. They release articles every day on the whothatdaily.com. Show some support. Go over there and share the articles, whatnot. But anyway, let me get to it. Before I go, let me give a shout out because this should be it'll be probably tomorrow that there'll be a posting up that we've added 3 people to the PRO Media Network, 3 people that y'all already know to the PRO Media Network. I have not made an official announcement as of yet, but it's pretty much a done data that we have 3 people that'll be coming on the platform and working with the PRO Media Network. And these are some of the best people, longtime supporters of the platform. They are excellent. They are special. They are awesome human beings. Sound like David Griffin over here. Human beings, calling people human beings, but they are special people. And I appreciate them for all of the support and dedication that they've had done over the years. And I'm more than happy and proud of each and every last one of these brothers. And they're coming on and they'll be a part of the PRO Media Network. You'll see them in our Thursday lineup. I'm going to have some more announcements coming down the line about show content and stuff like that. So just be looking out for that. But I like to give a shout out, no particular order, a shout out to those brothers, the NOLA Bros. Shout out to them. Welcome to the platform, PRO Media Network. Those brothers are doing their thing. Shout out to them, Teal and the brothers over there. Also, my brother Randolph, Dolph 17, him representing as well on the Keep It Real Who Dat podcast, doing great things over there. And like I said, these are longtime supporters of the platform, and this is my way of giving back, man, to people. That's how I am, man. I'm that type of dude, man, and to give back to the family members, man. So shout out to Randolph, man, and him and what he's been doing with his platform and blowing and lifting it up, off the ground and continue to, because there's a lot of work, man. But these people I'm talking about, they are absolutely doing it. They're working hard and staying dedicated, and they've shown that they're consistent and they're thorough. So Randolph, shout out to you, bro, and to Keep It Real Who Dat podcast, and also Hoodie, my dog Hoodie Jube is in the building with us in the Pro Media Network. So I like to thank all of those brothers, man, for all of the great work and the contributions they have made to the Saints community. Like I said, we all rise together. That's what this is what this thing about. We all rise together. And listen, like I said, man, it's just great. And I'm honored to work with these brothers, man, because they do wonderful things. So welcome to the PRO Media Network. There'll be a banner or probably a graphic announcement of it, but this is me saying it, and they'll be on our Thursday lineup. So y'all be looking out for them as well. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out on that. I appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do. Y'all sign up for our email list. Check out and sign up for our email list. And make sure you never miss a show again. Remember, I'm gonna be doing a lot of our contests. Remember, we were giving out game units. We gave out PS4. We gave out PS5. We did the fantasy stuff. All that stuff is going to be, you're going to only know about it through the email list. We're not going to do it on the channel, on the platform, or through the sites. We're going to do it through the email list. So if you want to be a part of that, get your tail over there, sign up to the email list. It's very simple. You go there, you click the link, you put your email, and then click subscribe. Bam, and you're done. It's just that easy. So anyway, with that being said, man, we're going to get out on that. Listen, I appreciate all of you guys for what you do. Appreciate you. Once again, shout out to my brothers, the Hooded Jube. Shout out to the Nola Bros, my dog Teal, and brother Randolph over there at the Who Dat Keep It Real podcast. So, man, listen, shout out to you guys. Much love and welcome to the family. Out to the PRO Media Network officially, as content creators. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out on that, man. I appreciate y'all, man, for all the lovely things. So continue to support the platform, become a member of the channel, and join our Patreon for lock content on Q with Big Q, as well as the TSC Patreon show that'll be on Tuesday with new content. We'll cover all that on that stream. So with that being said, I'm out on that. I'm gonna holler at y'all on the flip side. Who dat? And I'm out.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who dat. I'm a who dat. Long as I'm living, I'm a who dat. Lose or winning, I'm a who dat. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who dat. I'm a who dat. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on Tampa, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who dat. Every day I'm living, I'm a who dat. Lose or winning, I'm a who dat. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who dat. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform's store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in